of Helene, a trail of devastation. Hurricane Helene tore through the southeastern United States. Georgia and North Carolina were hit hard. Coastal communities faced the brunt of the storm surge. Homes were reduced to rubble, businesses destroyed. The storm claimed dozens of lives. The economic impact is projected to be in the billions. Heavy rains caused widespread flooding. Rivers and streams overflowed, inundating homes. The power grid suffered significant damage. First responders worked tirelessly to rescue and assist. Neighbors helped neighbors, sharing food and shelter. The spirit of community shone through the devastation. A nation divided, political fallout of a natural disaster. Hurricane Helene quickly became a political football in the deeply divided United States. The disaster struck just weeks before the presidential election, adding another layer of complexity to an already contentious race.
I pledge the full support of the federal government in the relief and recovery efforts. We have signed disaster declarations for both Georgia and North Carolina, freeing up federal funds and resources.
The Biden administration has been slow and ineffective in its response. This is just another example of their incompetence.
The back and forth between the two camps underscored the deep political divisions that continue to plague the nation. Governors from both parties used the opportunity to highlight their own leadership and criticize their political opponents. The disaster became a lens through which the nation's political divides were magnified. The Biden administration, a race against time. In the immediate aftermath of Hurricane Helene, the Biden administration faced a monumental task: coordinating a swift and effective response to a natural disaster of unprecedented scale.
We are with you, and we will not rest until you are back on your feet. The Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, was immediately activated, deploying thousands of personnel to the affected areas. Search and rescue teams, medical professionals, and logistics experts fanned out across the disaster zone, working around the clock to save lives and provide aid to those in desperate need. The Department of Defense also mobilized, sending in troops and equipment to assist in the relief efforts.
I want to thank our first responders for their tireless efforts. Your dedication and bravery are truly inspiring.
Vice President Kamala Harris played a visible role in the administration's response, visiting both Georgia and North Carolina, touring devastated communities and meeting with survivors. The administration's economic recovery plan aimed to help businesses get back on their feet, rebuild critical infrastructure, and create jobs in the wake of the disaster. Trump's counteroffensive, seeds of doubt and discord. As the Biden administration grappled with Hurricane Helene, Trump saw an opportunity to insert himself into the narrative.
The Biden administration is inept, inefficient, and lacking compassion for those suffering.
His comments, amplified by his supporters and conservative media, threatened the administration's response.
They're slow to act, out of touch with the needs of the American people. My administration would have handled this far better.
Trump's visit, with photo opportunities and interviews, did little to quell criticism that he was exploiting the tragedy. As Hurricane Helene's devastation became more apparent, navigating the stormy political landscape proved to be a challenge for many. Governor Brian Kemp of Georgia faced the daunting task of coordinating the state's response while maintaining open lines of communication with the federal government.
We've been in constant contact with federal agencies to ensure that Georgia receives the support it needs. Our priority is the safety and well-being of our residents.
Meanwhile, Elon Musk, CEO of SpaceX and Starlink, stepped in to provide crucial communication support to the affected areas.
Our goal is to restore connectivity as quickly as possible. In times of crisis, reliable communication can make all the difference.
The efforts of state and private entities highlighted the importance of collaboration and innovation in disaster response. In the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, the focus gradually shifted from immediate relief to the long-term process of rebuilding lives and communities. The road to recovery would be long and arduous, but the resilience and determination of the affected residents provided a beacon of hope. Despite the political turmoil and challenges, communities came together to support one another, demonstrating the strength and unity that define the American spirit. Rebuilding efforts, both large and small, began to take shape, laying the foundation for a brighter future. The lessons learned from this disaster will undoubtedly shape the way we respond to future crises, ensuring that we emerge stronger and more united than ever before.